Okay, hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I came back from the mail a little bit ago and did a few errands because I needed to get some dollars out for an event I'm going to this weekend. Hopefully I can do a video of that on Monday or Saturday, depending on how much I find or if I film anything there. And the next thing I wanted to do was talk about what came in the mail. Before I get to that, this is just a picture of Verve Records' Mort Saw at the Hungry Eye. And then I found that on YouTube. You can listen to that, and that has something to do with today's stuff here. But first we'll get into the mail here, and I got something from the Alpine Post Office, the postmaster right there, and this came in a 9x12 envelope. That's absolutely ridiculous. And Alpine gave me back my envelope, which I had no use for, and they gave me back my dinky little postcard here in a 9x12 envelope, or some maybe even bigger than that one, and Alpine has nicely canceled it there. They did not cancel the other stamps, they missed those. This one here is from Douglas City, California, with some deer, western wildlife. A little damage there, but no biggie, and they canceled those two right there. So Douglas City, California. This one here is Pomona, California. It looks like a relatively recently made house within like the 50s, 60s, or 70s. And this is probably from the 1850s, and I think it was furnished or something was modernized in the 1940s or something like that. You can sort of see Pomona right here, but you can see that the cancel missed right here because these new stamps, these 10-cent stamps, are so glossy they will not take the cancel. And unfortunately, I had to go and use a whole sheet of those. So hopefully I will have some decent cancels on some of my stamps. Those really are cancel killers. I don't understand why the post office designed a stamp that doesn't take the ink. Doesn't make a hill of beans of sense whatsoever. So anyway, there is that one, and that was an eBay purchase, and then I sent it, and that took a little while to get. I was worried about that one. This one just came back. This is California Cool Surf, one of the larger size postcards. Sometimes they will enforce a larger stamp rate on there, but I got the 44 on there, and this one took well enough, even though this is a glossy postcard, because I'm using the old stamps, it works well enough. Bayside, California. I was going to use Bayside for Saved by the Bell because I think they were the Bayside Tigers. Not sure if it was the actual Bayside, California, but anyway, that is that one. So 3 or 4 more I can cross off on the list. This one came out of Capital District, California. I misplaced the envelope, but this is the envelope that came in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's not autographed. Washington, D.C., 1973. And it was autographed. It just didn't make any notes to sign the front instead of the back. And that's one of the worst sinking feelings when you're an autograph collector, is have a nicely presented item such as this and then have them not sign the front of it and sign the back, because this will go in our album or binder this way, and I could have just sent a blank piece of paper like this. So anyway, dear Henry, thanks for the kind note and your appreciation of NPR, Susan Stamberg. So Susan Stamberg is in the Radio Hall of Fame. I believe she also has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm not 100% sure on that. She's interviewed Mr. Rogers several times and done plenty of other things, and she is 80 years old, and I figured, I couldn't find her in any of the forums. Somebody being that famous, why is their address not on the autograph forums? And I just mailed off to her address and got it within a week. So unfortunately signed on the back and not the front. I have many of those envelopes. They only cost me about a quarter or 50 cents, maybe even less for those envelopes. The next thing I have here is some records here, and we'll get to those very quickly here. And the first one needs no introduction because I've already introduced it. This is Mort Saw at the Hungry Eye. I did not know it's on Verve, so I wasn't sure if it was comedy or jazz or what it was, but there is that one right there. These were in the 3 for a dollar pile at one of the local thrift stores. You think you would just be able to find something there. It's just really, really hard. This is from, 1960 or so, and this was recorded in San Francisco, and then there's some other material later recorded at Hollywood, California. So there is that one, Mort Saw at the Hungry Eye. So I've seen this go anywhere between $6 and $25, but if you can listen to it on YouTube for free, why would you even want this? But again, 3 for a dollar, how was I to know? 2 more records here. The most unusual record I picked up here is this one, and this is the Kiowa American Indian tribe, and this is recorded by J. Gordon Thornton and produced by Althea H. Silverne, Ethnic Folkways Library, FE 4393, in case you needed to know that. And this is also a very mint record. I think the previous one was mint as well. You listen to these things once or twice and it's like that's the end of it. It looks like it came from some Indian arts and crafts store in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So like I said, I looked at this one. Not something you find every day. I don't know if it's a super valuable one or a rare one, or if anybody's looking for that one. But that was in the 3 for $1 pile. And then we got one here, country music record. And this is when country was basically all about the beer drinking, the smoking, the truck driving, the hard-working guy that can't get a fair shake, the guy that's always down on his luck, and this is none other than Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard right here, if I can get that squeezed in there. There's old Merle right there. And this is Working Man Can't Get Nowhere Today, and there's his whole Hag lunchbox right there. And that's pretty cool. And I don't know when this came out, but it's still got the shrink wrap on it. You can see it's a little warped here. I don't know if it got water damage or the shrink wrap just basically pulled that and squished it tight. But it looks like it's not really warped inside there. I think it's okay. Again, this is something that you would see at a thrift store, and unless you really had to have it, you probably wouldn't grab it. It looks like it was $1.47 or $4.47. I can't read that price tag right there. But Merle Haggard and the Strangers, Working Man Can't Get No Work Today, Running Kind. When my last song is sung, Moaning the Blues, Blues for Dixie, Goodbye Lefty, and lots of other songs on this album here. And the thing about new country is it's all about parties and lots of other things that have nothing to do with the good old days. So this is when people were just, Buzz Martin is a great example. He was a logger, and his country songs. So these were, a lot of people that worked and sang. So it had a dual purpose. They were not just singers themselves. I'm sure Merle Haggard probably worked in a coal mine or did something else. Don't know his whole history there. But that is really cool to have that. 7 minutes. Hope you really enjoyed that. And let me know what you thought of everything. And thank you for watching.